Now, some of you noticed that when you were trying to find angles that didn't exist, you got some negative values, yes? So, knowing what you know now, that you can punch in shift, tan, and that value and get an angle, what are you going to do for B here? What are you going to punch in? Same thing. You're going to punch shift tan, which I'm just going to write as tan negative 1. Negative 1.23 equals, or negative 1.23 shift tan. And what do you get? Negative 50.8. Angles, we almost always round to the nearest angle. So negative 51 degrees, yes? What the heck does that mean? How many degrees are there? Nope. 360, right? You're going to learn a whole bunch of this in a few days, but I'm just going to show you with this one, just to let you know. Normally, we deal with these angles, right? 0 to 90, yeah? So this angle straight out here is an angle of 0. This straight up here is 90. What if I go past 90? What's this? 180. What's this? 270. And what's this? 360. Now, if we turn this way, our angles are positive. If we turn this way, they're negative. So where would negative 51 be? Down this way, yes? What is 360 minus 51? I love that everybody went to their calculator for that. 309. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on your calculator, do tan 309. Tan 309. Negative 1.23. Negative 1.23. Everybody with me? Pardon me? Yeah. So what then is the angle for 2.5? 60. Can everybody work tangent both ways? Excellent. So this, for any specific angle. Now, we know there is one angle in a triangle that we can't do this for. What is it? 180 is never an angle in a triangle. 90. So for any specific angle, so it's not the 90 degreer. Has to be one of the other two. The tangent ratio compares the what? The way we drew it was this, right? The vertical over the horizontal. Agreed? Everybody agree? Okay. What happens, though, if I turn the triangle? Does vertical and horizontal work? If I turn the triangle, vertical and horizontal don't work, do they? So I have to have words that work all the time. You know one of those words. What does it mean to go across a triangle? Opposite. So that's got a name. What is the name, the special name that this guy has? Hypotenuse. So this guy doesn't have a name. We give him a name. He gets to have a name too. It is what we call adjacent. Adjacent, which means beside, but not the hypotenuse. So the tangent ratio compares the opposite side to the adjacent side. Then, no matter how I turn the triangle, it works. If I draw the triangle this way, there's theta, green side, pink side. What's the tangent ratio when I draw it this way? It's vertical over horizontal, yes? So easy. It's pink over green, right? What if I turn the triangle? Now I can't do vertical and horizontal, can I? Because they're both diagonal. So I do opposite, which is right across, and adjacent, which is right beside. Everybody understand? It's still pink over green. Everybody cool? Great. Prove it. There's a triangle. What is the tangent ratio of angle A? Don't say it out loud, just write it down. Remember, a ratio is written as a fraction. I do not want the decimal right now. When you've done A, do B. I will wait 10 more seconds, and I will ask for brave volunteers. Wait till I get to 10 seconds, Jasleen. 0. Jasleen. Is the first one 5 over 12? Where is angle A, Jasleen? Right there. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, yes? What does opposite mean? Across. So what's across from A? 12. What's adjacent to A? 5. So it's the other way around. Now, knowing what you know, because you're smart people, here's angle B. Tangent is always opposite over adjacent, right? So what is opposite B? 5 over 12. Now, are these fractions measures of the angle? Yes or no? No, they are the comparison of sides. I want the angles. What finds me an angle? Shift tan. Of what? The answer, the decimal, yes? Do I have a decimal here? Not yet, but I can get it, can't I? How would I make this a decimal? 12 divided by 5. How would I make this a decimal? 5 divided by 12. So could I not go shift tan, bracket, 12 divided by 5? What's my calculator going to do first there? Brackets, because it's bedmass. It's going to do 12 divided by 5, then it's going to shift tan it. What would I do for the pink one? Shift tan, bracket, 5 divided by 12. What if I have a backwards calculator? Which I'll do in dark blue, or light blue. What if I have a backwards calculator? What do you think I push? Bracket, 12 divided by 5, close brackets, shift tan. What do I do in pink? Which I'm going to do in purple, because pink is related to purple in my mind. What would I type? Bracket, 5 divided by 12, close brackets, shift tan. What are the values of A and B? What is angle A's value? Shift tan, 12 divided by 5, close brackets, equals 67.38. Remember I said we like to take our angles to nearest degree. So this guy is 67 degrees. What's this guy? You automatically know it. You don't even need to do it because it has to be 23, doesn't it? Now listen to me and listen to me closely. Every single one of you, write what you had to do on your calculator to get those values. Actually write it down. The actual buttons you pushed. Because by the time we do the 50,000th one of these, somebody in one of my classes is still going to be asking, why do I push to do that? which makes me a little bit frustrated. So write it down what you did. On my machine, I have to go bracket 1, 2, divided by 5, close bracket. Then I have to hit the button that says second, because on my machine, it actually says second. Then I have to push the button that says tan, and then I have to push the button that says equals on my machine. Yours will be different, unless you're manual. Oh, sorry. Forward way. I just wrote the backwards way. Forward way, other way around. Thank you. Everybody cool? Everybody cool? Now, some of you hopefully are doing this in your head. All right, well, there's a theta, and then there's this other theta up here that I'm allowed to work with, right? I can't work with the 90. And you know that opposite and adjacent are what we work with, yes? What side of the triangle haven't we touched? We haven't touched that, have we? What buttons are near tan? Cos and sin. Cos and sin deal with this. We, today, are only dealing with the legs. Aight? Aight. Go. Now, listen to me closely. Listen to me closely. I'm going to do this first one. Trig seems difficult. When you say the word trigonometry to a regular person on the street, they're like, well, that's hard. Like, I don't know. Wow. And you're like, I know. I can do it in my sleep. Some of you will be like, yeah, it is hard. It won't be if you do what I am about to do. If you do what I am about to do on every single question, it is impossible to do trig wrong, okay? Here is what you need to do. Here is a triangle, yes? Am I concerned with one of the angles in that triangle? Yes, so obviously I have a theta that I'm concerned about, right? Do I have a value for that theta? So theta equals x. Once I have my theta, what is that 23? It's opposite. Opposite equals 23. What is that 15? Adjacent equals, opposite equals 23. Adjacent equals 15, yes? We know that tan theta equals O over A, yes? Don't we have a value for all of that? Tan, what's theta? X equals, what's opposite? 23 over what? 15. I need a degree. Is this shift tan or tan? Shift tan. Tell me what x is. You just did it and you just wrote it down. So everybody should be able to do this. What is it? 57 degrees. Everybody cool? Okay, let's do the next one. Is there an angle in triangle DEF that I care about? It's 15, right? So do I have a theta? What is it? 15. Once I have a theta, I look. What's opposite? So O equals X. What's adjacent? A equals 37. Doesn't tan theta equal O over A? Fill it in. What's theta? 15. What's O? X. What's A? 37. How do you get X by itself? How? What gets rid of divided by 37? Times. So I multiply that by 37. They cancel. What do I got to do to this side? 37 tan 15. How do you do that on your calculator? Depends on your calculator. I am going to go 3, 7 times tan, 1, 5, close brackets, equals. Some of you are going to do that reversed. You're going to go 15 tan times 37 equals. What are you going to get for an answer? 10, 9.9. Good. Now, in this white space up here, if I need an angle, tan or shift tan? Shift tan. If I need a side, tan or shift tan? Tan. And then a Mrs. Bad Crumble cloud around it so you remember it. All of you try I. Follow the rules. See if you can work it out. I just said I because that was an I there. Do I have a theta? Do I have an opposite? Do I have an adjacent? Who would like to give me theta? 70. What is the opposite? 14. What is the adjacent? X. Tan of theta, which is what? 70 equals O, which is what? 14 over A. A is X. How do I get X out of there now? The long way, I would multiply this by X, cancel, and that by X, yes? Then I would have X tan 70 equals 14, correct? How would I get rid of the tan 70? Divide by tan 70, divide by tan 70. They cancel. Now X equals 14 divided by tan 70, correct? Now, please notice the shortcut that you can do right back at the beginning. Didn't you end up doing 14 divided by tan 70? So what can you do right there? You can skip to that step now, because if it happens once in math, how often does it happen? All the time. So what's your shortcut? X in the denominator, what do we do? Divide or multiply? Divide. X in the numerator, what do we do? Multiply. Everybody good? Now, you now know how to find angles in a triangle if you know the opposite and the adjacent. You know how to find the hypotenuse if you know Pythagoras. And you know that all the angles in a triangle add up to 180, yes? Great. I want you to find X, Y, and Z in this triangle. You can work with your neighbor if you want. Go. I wrote Z in. I want the degrees of Z. Go. Given you this gift before. That answer is sitting on your calculator, isn't it? I know that I need to take that and square it, and I need to add 24 squared, and then I need to square root it all, don't I? Answer sitting on my machine. Square root, because I have a forward calculator, bracket, my last answer, 13.85, squared, plus 24 squared, close brackets, equals 27.71. Best answer I could get. If I use 13.86, I'm going to get close to that. Will I be happy if you use 13.86? Yes. What if you were sending a probe to Pluto? Then you'd better use the best answer, which would be the whole number. Everybody understand? Y equals 27.71. Was everyone able to do that? Sweet. 4 questions for homework. And I'm giving you 3 days to do it. And all those questions require 3 of them require 1 calculation. Do you think you can find the time? I hope so.